Is the mic on? When I was a kid, my dad called me Snake Hips. I went into his room. I remember he was on the bed, and I walked in. I think I had my shirt off, and he called me Snake Hips. I was so insulted. Now I get it. I have a body that cannot sustain pants. The pants they don't stay up. For whatever reason, there's a few of us out there in the world. We should all come together. There should be a group force somewhere on social media that can't wear pants. Our pants are always falling down. Doesn't matter if I'm a waist 32. That's what I am. Okay. If I go down to 31 or 30, they still fall down. And I'm not wearing suspenders. I'm not going to be one of those people. Okay, the reason I'm bringing this up is I have a corporate gig coming up next month in New York City, and I asked, do I need to wear a suit? I hate wearing suits. You know why I hate wearing suits? Because they don't fit me. Suits have never fit me. Why? Because I have snake hips. My dad was right. I have no hips. I don't have a body that can wear pants. It's tortured me my whole life. Every time I bend over, every time I walk around, they're tight at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, they're loose and falling down. I live in shame my entire life.
What's his name, Kev?
Orny.
Adams. Put them together and what do you got? We got Orny Adams.
Can somebody come up with pants that don't fall down for people that have snake hips? I've always wanted to be one of those people whose pants stay up, that I can tuck my shirt in. You know, if I tuck my shirt in, it looks like I'm 3/4 upper body and a quarter lower body. It's all I ask. And then I'm chesty. I've got a big chest. I've got my lower body's not as muscular, even though I work it out. Yesterday, I worked my legs out so hard. I mean, I'm in pain by the end of the day. I'm still in pain. I'm doing it because I don't want to be one of these old guys with no ass, snake hips, big fat upper body, which is, as it turns out, what I am right now. Living with this my entire life. I wish you guys knew the pain it caused me. I really do. I really, really do. Let's see what's going on here. This is a clip from the Comedy and Magic Club last week. Sold out. Thank you, everybody that showed up. I'll be back. There was a kid in the audience. Now, this kid laughed out of context at something I said. I didn't like it. I said, "Kid, what's so funny?" And I started to engage with him. Turns out he's 21 years old. I realized at that moment, no 21-year-old should have any access to me on social media or in person. So I could tell he was a cool kid. I could tell he had a sense of humor. So I said, "What do you do?" I didn't even know how old he was at this time. And I said it sounds very aggressive, but it turned into a sing-along. And this is another reason why you should be going to my stand-up comedy shows. Let me say those dates right now, because these are dates coming up. I want you to, you should see this chart. I just did a color chart for all my dates for 2024, now going into 2025. I almost said 2023. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dates already booked for 2024, 2025. I got to change this on the bottom here. There are 5. Okay. So I've just proven I don't even know what year it is. Or I don't even know how the years go. I just said 2024 going into 2023 or something. Okay, so next week, I'm at the Desert Ridge Improv, Desert Ridge, Arizona, August 30th, September 1st. September 5th, I'm back in Las Vegas. It's a Thursday, 2 shows only, Kimmel's Comedy Club. These are all places that you know me, so come out. September 10th, I'm doing a private show in Manhattan, New York City, September 14th, 2024. Returning to the Ice House, Pasadena, California. Tickets on sale now. Tickets are on sale for Desert Ridge, Arizona. Tickets on sale for Las Vegas. Then I go back to Las Vegas, September 2021. At Kimmel's Comedy Club. It's a Friday, Saturday, 4 shows. Then I'm in Brea, California, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, September 27th, 28th, 29th at the Brea Improv. And these are shows you must show up for or they'll never have me back. So when you, in 5 years, Orny, how come you never come to Brea? Well, because I came, you didn't show up. So show up. And then also I'm in Port Charlotte. Those tickets are selling at Visani's, October 24, 25, 26. OrnyAdams.com/tour for info. OrnyAdams.com/tour for info. Thank you to all my Patreon subscribers. Keeps going up. I don't know what's happening, but we got a lot of Patreon action. So thank you. And thank you to the people watching the videos when they end up on YouTube or just listening to the audio. You know, I just released 118. A lot of concern out there for my basil plant that is possessed. People seem to be concerned about the size of the pot, what kind of soil. People seem to be more concerned about my basil plant than me. This was the Comedy Magic Club last Thursday when I said to this kid, what do you do? And turns out he's a theater student, so I had some advice. What do you do? What?
I'm a student.
You're a student. Enjoy paying off that for the rest of your life. No, I think it's great you're in school, dude. I really. What are you studying?
Theater.
Theater. I would suggest dropping out of that university. And do you want to be a theater actor or a screen?
I act in the theater.
You act in the theater. Do you sing too?
Yeah.
Okay, work with me right now. Ready? Maria. I once met a girl named Maria.
And suddenly that name will never be the same to me.
Doing my America's Got Talent judge face. Maria, 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 Maria. Da, 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 da. Once you're a jet, you're... Oh, it continues. I put the wrong one. Anyway, I sing the Jet song. I sing it wrong. I sing everything wrong, basically. Anyway, go to, you can see the full clip on Instagram. And that's the Comedy Magic Club. Who knew I could sing like that? Who knew? Who knew Orny Adams got talent? Who knew? I'm all fired up because I didn't sleep. I've never slept. My entire life, I have not slept. Since I was a kid, well, I realized something. I think I have long puberty. I know a lot of people are talking about having long COVID. I think I have long puberty. I don't think I ever grew up. I think I'm still going through. My voice is still changing. I think I have long puberty. I'm not, I wake up, I'm thinking. I don't have sleep apnea. I don't want to label it. I just want to label I don't feel fresh in the morning. I don't wake up, I'm like, here goes the day. Fire it up. So excited to conquer the world. I call it long COVID. Call it what you want. I call it long puberty. Oh, at the end of the episode, this you want to stick around for, I will be sharing a clip that Pete Holmes, friend, comedian, podcaster, sent me. He sent me a clip. I was a little bit nervous because it was a video. He texted it to me and said, you owe this guy a burger. Oh, no. What did I do now? Well, wait till you see this clip. You're going to want to stick around till the end of the episode. No, not that you have anywhere to go, but you're going to want to stick around. Oh, I hate social media so much. One of my pet peeves is people posting pictures of themselves in a hospital bed. Looks like I'm going to the hospital. Be posting a picture of me in a hospital bed or like the back of an ambulance seeking attention. You know what? Let's go back to keeping your problems to yourself. You know what I mean? I got a lot of problems. Okay, I talk about them on this podcast, but, for the most part, the big stuff I keep to myself. And also, I'm not looking for attention. Like, I'm not, okay, I have snake hips. I feel like I'm a victim and I deserve something, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to do anything for me. You don't have to come up with a solution. In fact, one of my pet peeves is when I tell somebody, like, oh, I think I put 10 pounds on. Oh, yeah. Are you eating more? Obviously. Obviously, I'm doing something different. Are you not moving as much? Obviously. Are you eating fattier foods? Well, I think that might be part of it. Yeah. You think maybe my metabolism's slowing now? Do you think my tongue doesn't move like it used to? Except when it's eating, mouth works perfectly when I'm eating. Oh yeah. I'm not looking for any advice. Fact is, I'm getting older. Me and my snake hips. And, the body slows down and you turn into that guy. I see him in the dressing room, or the locker room at the gym. I wish they would put, cubicles up so I don't have to see these older naked men. It's vulgar. And it scares me. I'm like, I don't want to turn into that. Am I going to turn into that? And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I've already turned into that. I am that. This is why I hate social media. Like, everybody is on social media just trying to outdo other people, trying to prove that they have this great life. Wow, look at my life. Trying to make you feel bad about your life and doing anything to get attention and clicks. Okay, Alicia Silverstone, remember that actress? She was in Clueless. Turns out she is clueless. She's in England and she's making videos on TikTok because I guess she needs attention. And she starts, she's in somebody's yard in England, which is already over the boundaries, over the line. And she starts to eat what she thinks is a cherry tomato. And people online instantly point out that this is a poisonous cherry called the Jerusalem cherry. Alicia takes a bite, goes, oh, this doesn't taste like a cherry. And then she says, it tastes kind of peppery. Meanwhile, it can kill you. But this is what people are doing. Listen, if there wasn't social media, do you think she'd be walking around picking up stupid-looking things that look like cherries and taking bites of them? No. She's trying to prove that she's adventurous. She's trying to prove that, I don't know what. But this is why you keep reading in the news, social media influencer dies. Oh, wonder why. Oh, they're trying to see how long they can hang off the side of a building for, and then they fell? Shocking. Like, stay in your lane. Social media, now I could be, I should say this. I hope Alicia's doing well. Even though I sort of subscribe to Darwinism. I hope she's doing well. I hope she is not sick. I'm waiting anxiously for an update on her ingesting a Jerusalem berry. I mean, I would never eat. I've got these berries in my yard. I know not to eat them. God knows what tree they're coming off of. I have an olive tree. I've got a couple here on the estate. I've got a couple of olive trees. I don't eat the olives that fall on the ground. Sweep them up, put them in the green bucket for them to be taken away by the green bucket people on the green bucket trash pickup day. From a young age, I was told not to eat any mushrooms that you see grown, because some of them taste great in salad, some of them you'll hallucinate, and some of them you die. So I leave it to the professionals to tell me what is what. Hey, Alicia, maybe you should go on a little mushroom eating adventure on one of your next trips. Document that for all of us. I just think social media has really, the amount of attention people are trying to get through their social media pages. I post my stand-up. That's what I do. That's what I'm good at. I'm not, trying to do other things yet. I mean, stay tuned. It might come to that. But here's the thing. Got an article. I read it. It says it's about social media. Okay, social media makes you feel empty. Does this shock anybody? Doesn't shock me. No siree, Bob. Got 2 articles. I got to figure out which one I'm going to read first. Here it is. Scrolling through online videos increases feelings of boredom. Now, I've been saying this. When are the studies all coming out? When are the studies coming out about how much damage COVID did to us? We still don't know. I think we are undermining how damaged we have become as a species because of what went down during COVID. I'm not talking about the effects of COVID. I mean, I'm still fighting long puberty. So who knows how long COVID will go on for? I'm not talking about that. I'm discussing the isolation effects, the fear we are put through, the unknowns, the don't trust the government, the don't trust the doctors, people telling us to wash our groceries. What was that crap all about? Some guy's like, oh yeah, COVID can live in the freezer for up to 7 years. Meanwhile, this COVID's brand new. So how does he know that? I saw that. I was like, this guy's full of shit. Browsing videos on TikTok or YouTube can be a hit and miss affair, with gems lurking amid mediocre efforts. I start reading this. I'm like, why am I reading this? This is boring. But researchers have found that switching to another video or skipping forwards and backwards in the same one actually makes people more bored. Of course it does. Dr. Katie Tam, University of Toronto, Scarborough, the lead author of the research, said boredom was closely linked to attention. We feel bored when there's a gap between how engaged we are and how engaged we want to be. That's interesting. She said when people keep switching through videos, they become less engaged with the videos, and they are looking for something more interesting. This can lead to an increased feeling of boredom. It's the same way on dating apps. Everybody's looking for more. Everybody deserves more. The fear of missing out is real. So is the fear of being included, phobia. So, you know, the dating apps, people used to settle. That's why when you get married, it's called you settle. People don't want to settle anymore. And they're just constantly looking. So when you're scrolling, you may see one video you really like. You're like, oh, I like that video. And then you keep scrolling through 20 others to try and get that high back. And you don't get it back. And by the end, you feel empty. I've been saying, didn't I say this? That every time I was done scrolling, I felt depressed. Didn't I say this? Haven't I said this before? Now the studies are coming out. Previous research suggested that while boredom relief is a driver for people to use social media or smartphones, the use of such technology appears to make the feeling worse. Wait to hear why people are scrolling. This is another article from Study Finds. Gen Z blames social media for ruining their mental health, but no one's signing off. I gotta say something. Gen Z, you're right. You're right. Social media is ruining your life. These phones are worse than cigarettes. Cigarettes at least killed you. This you have to live and suffer through. The endless scrolling and liking and being, having the algorithm tell you what to watch. Can you imagine if you went out to eat and instead of a menu, they came up to you and they said, the algorithm has decided you're getting a burger tonight, you're getting chicken parm, you're getting sole, Okay, 3 in 4 Gen Z Americans are putting the blame on social media for having a negative impact on their mental health. The survey commissioned by LG Electronics, boy, are they known for their surveys, and conducted by the Talker Research, found that 20% of Gen Zers cite Instagram and TikTok as detrimental to their well-being, followed by Facebook at 13%. Despite these concerns, social media remains an integral part of Gen Z's daily life. The average user spends a whopping 5.5 hours per day on social media, with 45% believing they outpace their friends in usage time. Boredom, 66%, seeking laughter, 59%, staying informed, 49%, and keeping tabs on friends, 44%, are the primary motivators for their online engagement. Well, congratulations, comedy. You came in second after boredom. Boredom, 66%. Seeking laughter, 59%. And 44%, boy, these numbers don't add up to 100%. I'm a little suspicious of this study, are the primary motivators for online engagement. People want to keep up with their friends. Is that the end of that? However, the digital immersion comes at a cost. Nearly half of the polled, 50%, report experiencing negative emotions from social media use, stress and anxiety affecting 30% of respondents. I'm telling you, it's even worse. It only takes 38 minutes of scrolling before their mood turns sour. First of all, why are they on for 38 minutes? If I go to TikTok, it's like 2 minutes, and then I'm like, my life is pathetic. I'm getting off of this. 62% wish they could resist social media and start anew. It's not going to be easy, everybody. It is not going to be easy. I'm telling you. These phones, these devices are horrible. Like, I hate to be the guy there when I was a kid, but yeah, when I was in college, there was a night that I was feeling down. I was in sweatpants. And my friend said, come on, we're going to go to the fraternity row. This is Emory University. And we're going to go, and there's a party at the Pike House. Pike was like the big athletic, as athletic as you get at Emory. Fraternity. And I went in my sweatpants. And that night, I met my girlfriend. She was my girlfriend my entire freshman year. All right? Debbie. Saw her a couple of years ago. She's looks great. And that happened because I left the house. I left the dorm. I left and I met her. I'm trying to think, how did did I ask for her number? We didn't have cell phones. She would have had a dorm room number. I wonder how that, did I just think I'll bump into her later? Do we make plans? What was the first date? Remember we went to Houston's in Atlanta and got a hamburger at one point. And then a big night, you go to the Buckhead Diner. That's a big spend night. But your friends forced you to go out. Now, have you seen videos of kids at parties now? They're all sitting around, music's blasting, and they're all on their phones. They're all on their devices. They go out to eat. They're all on their devices. So none of this is healthy. So you're sitting there, and instead of thinking, oh, I wonder if something happening here will entertain me, you're looking elsewhere for entertainment. It's like when you go out to eat and you're sitting across from somebody and they're on their phone. And am I not good enough for you? And they're on their phone now talking to somebody else that later they're going to be out to eat with. Now they're going to be on their phone in front of that person, probably talking to me. This is how messed up it is. But it's never good enough. So now, if I was back in school and I went out that night, if it was, if you took the universe of the phone but put it at that fraternity party and there were all these people, I would never settle. You just can't settle because you think there's more out there always. And that's horrible. I don't know how marriages sustain themselves. That's horrible to think. If you get married, throw your effing phone out. Throw out social media. Because it's human nature to want more. If you have $1 million, you want 2 million, then you want 3 million, and you want more money like these billionaires like Bezos. You have more money than you ever need in your lifetime. Just give it away. Just give it away. I know you got an ego. You want to be called the richest man in the world. Who gives a shit? Give it away. It's more money. There's a hornet trying to get in here. Out! Well, yelling at a hornet doesn't work. You have more money than you'll ever need in your lifetime. Now you're just a prick. Give it away. You did it. Yay. You were the richest person in the world. 50 years, you're dead. Nobody cares. How often do they talk about Steve Jobs? Every once in a while. He's dead. Once you're dead, you're dead. So why don't you do something worthwhile while you're here instead of just coming up with Amazon? I don't know. just fired up. I do feel bad for Gen Z. Gen Z is right. They got screwed. They got screwed in this case. And phones are and I don't know how you fix it because we are dependent. Well, notification. You know, look at your phone, got a notification. Want to turn off a light on your phone? Oh, look at a notification. Now I'm going to look on TikTok. Oh, I want to turn the air conditioning off. Oh, wow, I haven't checked Facebook in a while. Oh, let me see how my stocks are doing. Oh, I wonder how I got a text message. Oh, I got a text message. Well, now I'm going to look at TikTok again. Like it's never ends. Never ends. That's why I like being on stage. That's why I like doing this podcast. I'm not even thinking about my phone right now. I'm not even thinking about my phone. Well, thank God for this. California to ban octopus farming. I read this. I go, wow, this would be a great joke, right? A Spanish company is aiming to factory farm octopuses for their meat, contending that it would help preserve the creatures in the wild. For many people, such unique traits have made a Spanish company's more than 4-year effort to raise octopods for food in a factory-like conditions all more horrific. California has banned it. California could be the first state to ban both the practice of octopus farming and the sale of the farmed creatures. And you think, well, why is this any different than when they farm salmon or they farm other things? Even though it hasn't started. Okay, so there hasn't even been farming efforts in California. We're preemptively banning it, which is good when you read about this. I knew nothing about octopuses, until I started to read. There's no plural, is there, for octopus? Octopus farming experiments, however, are underway in Spain, Mexico, and China. One Spanish company, Nuevo Pescanova, the new Fish Nova, plans to open a farm in the Canary Islands. Octopuses are highly intelligent creatures, said Jennifer Hogg, Senior Legislative Affairs Manager of the Animal Legal Defense Fund, making it more dangerous and inhumane to hold them in a type of captivity used for farming. There would be high likelihood of aggressive activity and potential escape, she said. Oh, I feel movie coming on. Also, there are no known humane methods of slaughtering octopus at present. What about a little gun to the head? Is that how we kill pigs and stuff? In 2016, this is how smart they are. Inky, the octopus in New Zealand, crawled out of the National Aquarium tank in the middle of the night, knew when no one was there. Inky was very smart, crawled out, then crawled on the floor for about 20 or 30 yards. They can stay out of the water for an hour. Then Inky found a drain pipe. I think Inky could see the drain pipe from the tank and had been planning this. And Inky used one of its arms. You know, they have 8 arms for now. Of course, I'm sure with global warming, they'll have 10 arms eventually. Each one of their arms has its own sort of brain, can operate independently. That's what makes them scary. That's why I think there's going to be a movie where one of these farmed octopuses escapes and kills everybody. In fact, I own the rights for it right now. As of August 2024, copywritten. Oh, fuck, it got in. Shh. God damn it. I knew that hornet. Get out of here. Ah. Oh, now I have to do the whole is that an octopus? Well, there goes my YouTube rating because I swore. Now it's hiding over there. Damn it. How did it get in? Why did it want to get in so bad? What is in here, in this trailer? Now, I don't mind bees. That was like this big. I don't know if you saw it come into the camera. But now it's hiding. That hornet. A hornet sting will hurt you. Damn it. Yesterday, I was dealing with a rat. A rat ran by me on my property. Now I've got an exterminator coming. I've still got the moles and the voles and ants. Ants there, ants in my house. Thank you, global warming. I said to the exterminator, why am I seeing a rat in the middle of the day? He goes, because it's really hot out. Was that an octopus or was that a hornet? Damn it, I don't have shoes on. I've got to... Inky then used one of its arms at the New Zealand... Back to the Inky story. Inky used one of its arms to open the cover for a drain pipe and then slithered through a drain pipe. You know, they have no bones. It can slither through something quite tight and ended up in the ocean. Inky escaped. These octopi are very smart. Now listen to this. The Spanish company that is breeding them and doing farms, sorry, keeping an eye out for the hornet. I'm on Hornet Watch now. The animals will be kept, listen to this. This is when, you think, well, I'm glad we have animal rights people. Would be kept in small, narrow cages stacked on top of each other in a multi-story industrial building. To kill the octopods, they would be placed in ice water at -3 degrees Celsius. According to plans leaked to the BBC, the farm was designed to produce 3,000 metric tons of protein-rich meat from 1 million animals per year. The other thing is, octopus, here's a fact, I think they have to eat 3 times their weight in food daily. So people think that if you raise this much octopus, a lot of people don't eat octopus because we really, quite frankly, don't even know what it is. And it scares us. It's one of those animals we don't eat here. I'm sure in Asian countries, maybe they do. I feel like I've seen them sitting around in wet markets, but they're smart animals. In fact, some of these octopi, they can do puzzles, they can build tools, they can open. There was one that was in a jar, and it taught itself how to, from inside, unscrew the jar. So they will get out if we farm them, and they will kill them. The other thing is an octopus only lives 1 to 3 years. So, they think that the octopus is... let me see what else I can read here. I just lost my thought. I'm sorry. Apart from their body architecture, almost all octopods share a predatory and solitary lifestyle. Interesting. Oh, here it is. Octopuses, guess that's the plural, require a diet of 3 times their weight in fish to survive. So raising now they're going to have to farm fish to feed the octopuses. This is just a never-ending cluster. And you know what this does? It disrupts the ecosystem. And it's why, honestly, people like podcasters are being attacked by hornets. The whole ecosystem is off. I mean, I'm being attacked by a hornet. I got a rat running around in my yard. I got voles eating my foliage. Ants running amok in my kitchen. I feel like a guest on my own property now. Their intelligence, octopuses, stems from a completely unrelated path to human intelligence, and about 2/3 of their neurons are in their arms, not their head. Boy, I wish I had brains in these. Look at these arms. A lot of muscle, no brain. I wish there was. We got a problem here with the environment. There's not enough fish for all the octopuses. Octopuses are being ending up in nets. I think it's getting bad. You know what's going on here in California? The brown pelicans are dying. People just finding dead pelicans in the street, on the beach. The one died like at a ball game. Biologists are racing. This is from the Washington Post. Dino Grandoni wrote this. Dino, hey, what's going on with the pelicans? Biologists are racing to figure out what is going on. And by the way, stick around because next I will be talking about the video that Pete Holmes, comedian, Crashing star from HBO's Crashing, sent me. Friend. Big time when you got Pete Holmes sending his stuff. Biologists are racing to figure out what is going on with the state's brown pelicans. and to see if the die-offs are a sign of some broader problem lurking in the water off of California's coast. First, they tested for avian influenza. Scientists looked for signs of poisoning from domoic acid. So they found no avian influenza. They found no domoic acid, a naturally occurring toxin produced by algae. No evidence of either. But all of a sudden, all these brown pelicans start showing up there, less than half of their normal weight. Some were so desperate for food, they became ensnared in fishing gear. And you know things are bad when you're ensnared. Wish the rat out there would get ensnared in something. What, the rat doesn't like, you don't like, talking to you now, rat, looking out in my yard. You don't like, organic almond butter? Just want to hear the trap get him. Ensnared in fishing gear, seemingly after trying to snag bait or fish off the hooks. This is interesting. Stay tuned for this story. The birds were extremely skinny, said Lard Henkel, a scientist at the California Department of Fish and Wildlife Veterinary Lab. So starvation was the obvious cause of death. But why? Why the pelicans couldn't find food in the ocean is still a mystery. There appeared to be plenty of anchovies out there for them to eat. So why aren't they getting the anchovy? Well, here's the theory. That the water, pelicans, what they do is they fly as high as 60 feet above the ocean. And then they plunge headfirst into the water to scoop up the fish near the surface with their massive bills and swallow them whole. But the birds can only dive bombs so deep. Storms have reduced their ability to see into the water, or the fish that pelicans like to eat may be swimming deeper than usually. Possible the result of warming water. That stupid thing, you piece of shit. Give me something to kill this thing. It's got a big, okay. All right. It's a death hornet or something. Sorry, everybody. I know I'm doing a podcast. I'm about to kill a species for my safety. I don't mind. If this was a bee, I wouldn't care. God, it's hiding in the corner. It knows. Come on. Come out from the curtain. Oh, my God. Sorry, everybody. Eric, you can edit all that out, I think. I don't know, maybe you keep it. Oh, it's still there. Come on. Come on. Hope everyone enjoys my floral shorts. Well, me trying to save the pelicans is interrupted by me trying to kill a hornet. This is a... What is this thing? I swear to God, the door's open a quarter of an inch. It came in. It found its way. Okay, come on. Come on. See, there it is. Now it's on the other side. Damn it. All right. Sure, it's going to come back. I'm on hornet watch, everybody. Anyway, the pelican. This podcast, it is always something. You know, I'm out of breath from fighting a hornet. So anyway, is it global? Is it? Oh yeah. So this is interesting. They were just taken off of the endangered species list. They were in 2009. So there's been lingering worries that the federal government acted too hastily when it declared in 2009 that the brown pelican had recovered from going extinct. Recognized as being on the verge of extinction in the 1970s, the brown pelican surged back after environmentalists succeeded in halting the use of pesticides that were killing it and other bird species. Boy, do humans do a lot of damage. We really do. We're just such a crap species. All right, so let's bring it home. Let's talk about this. This to me is unbelievable. I haven't seen this video in years, and I want to save some energy to talk about it. So I'm going to play it, and then I'll discuss it as I keeping an eye out for that predator that snuck in here. If you subscribe to my Patreon, you'll be seeing this right away. Otherwise, it'll be on YouTube in a couple of weeks. But let me play it, and then I'll explain. It's a 30-second clip that Pete Holmes sent to me, said that his friend bought old VHS clips and found this, knew that we were friends, and sent it to him.
Look at that.
This guy eating a ham.
And you're going to meet the girl of your dreams. Really? Now, you know what that one means? What? Look closer. It means you're going to be hungry.
If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
Carl's Jr. ad. That is a young Orny Adams acting in his first commercial. Let me walk you through this. This is a commercial for Carl's Jr. I remember I shot this when I lived in New York City, and it changed my life. This one commercial, this one shoot. I was a stand-up comedian. I was working in places like Poughkeepsie, Bananas in Poughkeepsie. They'd pay me $300, put me up in a hotel, and I would take a train up there for 2 nights and perform in a lecture hall in a crappy hotel for $300. And that's how I was making my money. Or I'd make $25 at this club or here or there. I was, I've been doing this over 30 years. And then during the day, when I lived in New York City, I would audition every day. I was with a agency called Cunningham Escott DePini, CED, and they sent me out for voiceovers and commercials. And they had me going about 8 auditions a day. All of us would run around in the city. You'd have a voiceover, then on camera. It was the same group of people over and over again. And I remember when I went in for this audition for the Carl's Jr. commercial, I remember the look on everybody's face like, oh, this is our guy. Like, I knew I had it the second I was in there. And when they are encouraging you like that, you actually do a better read. Sometimes you walk into audition and you're like, oh, they hate me. They already don't want me to get this. Or they already know I'm not right based on my look or my demeanor or whatever. But this was the complete opposite. I knew I had it. And that encouraged me to do even better. And they're laughing like, okay, now try it this way. I'm like, okay, I will try it this way. And it's why I don't audition anymore. The humiliation of rejection. I do voiceover. I'm not driving to audition and put myself on tape. First of all, you're auditioning for a casting director that may not know exactly what the director wants. And you have to do so many. The rejection. I have a friend named Corey at the gym. He's waiting to hear back if he got this movie. It's been going on for weeks. Weeks. You know what's a better life for me? I say, okay, I'm going to be at the Brea Improv in September. September, blah, blah, blah. And you show up and buy tickets. I say the Ice House. You show up and buy tickets, and I get part of the tickets. It's 1-to-1. It's me. I'm controlling my career. You know what I like? Doing a podcast right now and deciding whether I want to keep in me being attacked by a hornet. It's up to me. And then I put it up there. Some days I record this, it's up there that day. Sometimes I record it, it's up 2 days later. I edit it. I do everything. I control the distribution and the content, and I take the money. You know what I love? I love people that love me so much they sign up for my Patreon. I'm not auditioning for an ad agency, for a commercial. I'm not auditioning for a movie. And I don't even care anymore. Like, I love Teen Wolf. You call me, I'll do it again. In fact, you call me, you want me in your project, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. I'm going to steal wardrobe, but I'm going to do it again. If you call me, I'm not going to put myself through that process. It's humiliating. Like this guy, Corey, is tortured every single day waiting for the call. I remember that. I remember waiting to see, oh, did my Paramount, my deal with CBS syndication go through for a talk show? Did the check clear? Did they call back yet? My Warner Brothers, did that deal go through? Like, I feel like I'm constantly, what's going on with that camera? It's not recording? Constantly worried about all this stuff. waiting for other people to make decisions. I wait enough for people to make decisions, like for a gig to come through and stuff like that. I don't need it. And those pay. Those pay. But at the time, you know, the rub was, hey, you can book one of these national commercials and you can make $40,000. What? And I did. I did a Coca-Cola commercial. I did Starbucks commercials. I did a McDonald's voiceover. I did a lot. Never made $40,000 or $50,000, whatever they were telling you. But it paid for my health insurance and stuff. That was cool. And I stole the wardrobe. I still wear wardrobe to the gym. That's from Teen Wolf. I can even tell you what season everything is. I still wear Nike. And it'd be nice if Nike sent me some more stuff. Nike. Hello? Nike. Time for some more gym clothes. Kind of a big deal. Played a coach on TV. So I remember when I got cast, and the shoot was in Toronto. They flew me in first class. And we're going to shoot this Carl's Jr. Now, I lived in New York. And it takes place in a subway. So they wanted a New York and East Coaster, like me. But then they dubbed my voice with some California smooth, cool, whatever. Like, that's not my voice you hear. And I'd like to know legally, I might sue Carl's Jr. I don't know if they legally could have replaced my voice like that, dubbed over me. What an insult. I remember when it was done, everybody seemed happy, and then I got a call from Cunningham Escott Tapini, and they said, they want you to do some looping. I go, what's looping? You got to come in, watch your lips, and say the words again. So I went in. I remember they were frustrated because I couldn't get it the way they wanted me to get it. They wanted me to get it all, you know, like, hey, man, let me see your burger, man. Like, all chill. Guess what? Orny Adams isn't chill. That's not the guy you hired. But I learned a really valuable lesson from this. And I'm going to tell you that after we dissect this commercial, which I don't think that they could make nowadays. So the premise of the commercial is I'm like this hustler. I'm in the subway and I'm wearing like these 1960s wingtip dual cover shoes, which I took because I saw the price was $495. I said, I'm taking those, even though they were half a size too small. Never wore them again, but I took them. I said to wardrobe, I'm taking these. If we do reshoots, I'll bring them back. I mean, that's why we do these shows. We do them for the per diem and the wardrobe. So I go up to a guy and I say, hey, I bet I can tell your future. And I think he's with a girl. I think I get the girl at the end, if I remember correctly. I haven't watched this since we did it. And let's see, this would be before the year 2000. This would be like 1998. So I was probably 28. I looked much younger. There's an angle it opens with. Let me show you this angle. Couldn't shoot this angle now. Okay, so there's a guy. He's walking through. He's got the Carl's Jr. Now, what's interesting is Carl's Jr. is a West Coast company. So why is this guy eating it in a subway in New York City? Already, I'm angry at the premise. So now I wonder where this kid is now. If anybody knows this kid, I'd like to talk to him. He was a very nice guy in the shoot. So there he is. He's got his Carl's Jr. cup. He's sipping out of with a straw, which wouldn't be allowed nowadays. An evil plastic straw he's sipping out of. And he's got the Carl's Jr. bag. Walking through the New York subway. By the way, same as Hardee's. Hardee's is the same logo. So maybe they were going to run Hardee's commercials. Maybe they did. Maybe they need to pay me for that too. So there he is. Now there is the angle of young Orny Adams, which you could not shoot me today. I would look horrible. It looks much like one of the angles at the Adam Carolla show. Now I think I'm wearing like a white tank top and a cream shirt over it. I guess they wanted to make me out to be like I was in West Side Story, one of the Jets. So the kid's walking through and I touch my chin like, oh, there's the mark. I can get this guy. Good looking
Hey,
dumb
man,
guy.
want to know your future?
So I say, hey man, want to know your future?
Sure. Gonna need you.
Now we're in front of
You're gonna like this.
and cut to an African American old guy shining shoes. Think this would fly nowadays? I remember even at the shoot, I was like, this is uncomfortable. Even though most of the time they do look like this. Oh, it's back. It's back, everybody, and it's on. My adrenaline is pumped. That little hornet doesn't know when to stop. Okay, see it? Do you see it in the camera? I was uncomfortable. You can see him on the screen right now. I was uncomfortable. He's looking like, oh. Now, he knows. He's actually the smart guy. He's the voice of reason in the commercial. He's the sagacious older man. He goes, oh, this guy's up to no good. I know this move. So I take a bite of the burger, and then there's a splatter on the ground. So I guess this is like tarot cards, or I'm doing some sort of splash psychic work. Now, I remember I had to bite. Look how skinny I am. I wish I could look like that now. I'm so skinny, my ears look huge. I want to go back to being so skinny, my ears look huge. Now, barely looks like I have ears. So I remember they had a guy on the set who would take these burgers. These aren't like freshly cooked burgers. They're disgusting. And they have somebody who's like taking paint brushes and painting on the ketchup and the mustard, and there's food designers. And I must have bit. Every time I bit, you don't swallow, you spit it into a bucket. There was a guy who had to hold a bucket, and I had to spit into it.
Look at that. It says you're very giving.
So one splash on the ground, it says, oh, you're very giving. Now, why this guy's letting me eat his burger, I don't know. Great shot right there of me eating a burger, no bags under my eyes. Living the dream. Apparently, I was a lot happy when I was going to Poughkeepsie for $300 a weekend. Okay, take another bite. Now there's another splash. Now, Orny Adams, the character I'm playing, will analyze this splash.
Meet the girl of your dreams.
I say, oh, you're going to meet the girl of the dreams. Now, behind them, another guy has appeared. Looks like some sort of extra. We should probably track this kid down, too. Kind of looks like it looks familiar. So I says, oh, you're going to meet the girl of your dreams. I have a great hairline going, too. And look how dark my hair is. Look how dark my hair used to be. Oh, I want to go back to those days.
Really?
Yeah, so I said, oh, meet the girl of your dreams. He goes, oh, really? So then I take another bite. Now, this is the money shot of the burger. You can see mayonnaise. You can see lettuce, tomato. You can see onion. 2 pieces of cheese, 2 burgers, a nice sesame seeded bun, and Orny Adams is tearing into it. Now we have another splash.
Means? What? Look closer.
Uh-oh.
It means you're going to be hungry.
Oh, snap. So then I say it means you're going to be hungry. I take the burger. Looks like I get into a train that just happens to be there, and the door shut, and there's a beautiful woman I get the girl. I got the burger and the girl. Carl's Jr., superstar. Okay, it's back, everybody. The Hornet's flying amok. So I want to watch this one more time all the way through, just because I have not seen this forever. And I'll tell you exactly how much I made for this commercial and what I did with that money. And what lesson I learned. Hey, man, want to know your future?
Hey, man, want to know your future? You're gonna need your burger. You're gonna like this.
It's a well-shot commercial.
It says you're very giving. And you're gonna meet the girl of your dreams.
It is amazing they tell a whole story in 30 seconds.
Hey, you know what that
They're
one
the
means?
shoes. Did you see the shoes? They're the shoes. I still have them. They're at my parents' house in Lexington. Let me see.
What?
Hold on. Back it up. Look at that. What are these called? This is like something you'd listen to that music by the Stray Cats. Looks like some of the Stray Cats would wear. And I remember we shot it in a subway station in Toronto, and it was like a dead car, like a dead area. But they kept having to back the car up, pull the car up. That's what took this so long. This shoot went way over. I got so much overtime. Like I was hired at scale, which was probably like $500 at the time. And I made a lot more just on the shoot and overtime. So.
Hey, you know what that one means? What? Look closer.
Now this idiot gets on the floor. He gets on the floor. There's me and the girl. She's wearing leather pants. And, I mean, she's out of my league, but I'll take it. and red shirt. I think she puts her arm around me, and it was Carl's Jr. And you can see it's off of a VHS. It's got like that old staticky thing, and it's very cool. Thank you.
All over the place. It doesn't
Carl's
belong in your
Jr.
face.
I'm ready to do another Carl's Jr. commercial. Call me, and I'd like some free Nike stuff. But thank you to Pete Holmes for sending me that. I really appreciate it. That was a real memory lane. I forgot I've done so much. I really have. So here's what I got paid. I probably thought I was going to make about $1,000 for that weekend. And per diem, take that $50. I got my check. Because of the overtime, I think it was 2 days shoot, I made $4,500. $4,500. That was life-changing to get that much money at that time without having to get $300 from Poughkeepsie, $300 from Hasbrook Heights, $300 from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, that I could make it at one time, and I was going to get residuals. I couldn't believe it. It was the first time money fell into my hands. It's what we call mailbox money. And all I wanted, this was my lesson, and I've said it before, I learned a lesson from every single job that I had. Whether I was a caddy, I learned something. When I worked at a mental hospital and I was a security guard, whether I worked in restaurants, I learned an important lesson, my paper route. A life-changing lesson from every job. This is why it is important you work. Because it gives you a sense of purpose and an understanding and a perspective you ordinarily would not get. And I learned, all I said to myself, as every night, I was doing 30 shows a week in New York City, more, because I was doing 22 some weekends. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was doing 7 a night, 8 a night. I was zigzagging the city. And I was just taking a little money here and a little money there. And I remember walking down 4th Street in McDougal. And I'm walking to my shows at the Comedy Cellar. And I remember looking at everybody eating out at these restaurants, enjoying their lives. And I thought, someday that will be me. Someday I won't have to work on a Friday night. Someday I won't have to work on a Saturday night. I'll be able to go out. I'll be able to afford this food. It's all I wanted. And I knew I was far from that. But I knew in the meantime, I wanted to eat breakfast out. I wanted to wake up. I wanted to have my first cup of coffee and have an omelet made for me. And I remember there was a place called the Bus Stop Cafe. It was on Hudson. It was close to my home. I lived on Horatio Street. And I thought, if I can just go there, they have a breakfast special, $7.95. It's a mushroom and Swiss omelet, comes with a coffee. If I can just have that. And then with tip, I'll be like $10 or $11. If I could just afford, it's all I wanted was once a week to sit there with my notes. I love to take my notes on the road and sit there and organize my thoughts. It's all I wanted to do was to be able to afford that. And all of a sudden I got $4,500. And I was able to do that. Oh, by the way, the omelet special was only on Tuesdays. But I could afford the $9 breakfast at other places. I know with the cost of inflation, this seems absurd. But that you could get breakfast for $7.95. And I thought, I can do this several times a week. And I'll be happy. This is all I want. And so I did it. I took that money. And I went out to breakfast a few times, maybe lunch. And you know what I learned? I wasn't any happier. It didn't make me any happier. It actually made it worse because I achieved my dream and I wasn't happier. And I learned no matter what, when you get what you want, it may not be what solves the problem. What's Wrong with Orny Adams? Episode 123. 123. Orny, be careful of your dreams. Take it from snake hips. I will be in Arizona. I never got rid of that hornet. I'll be at Desert Ridge, Arizona at the Improv, August 30th, September 1 of this year. Las Vegas, September 5th, Thursday, 2 shows. Then I'm in New York City for a private show, September 14th. 2024 Pasadena Ice House tickets on sale now. Then back in Vegas, 2021 of September. Then Brea Improv, September 27, 28, 29. And then Port Charlotte, Visani's. Get your tickets now. That seat map is filling in far in advance. Thank you to Eric Stoltz, sound engineer for What's Wrong with Orny Adams. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Episode 1, 2, 3. Now, on my to-do list is make sure that Hornet is out of here before my guest arrives on Thursday to record, and to figure out how to put my pants on and make them stay. Snake hips, out!